Welcome to the latest edition of Career Clinic. This is where I answer questions from people just like you about their career. Where do they go? What do they do next? How do they elevate their career? How do they step up to that next level? And one of the questions that I often get asked is, what do I do? Where do I find my passion? And if you had watched the last edition of Career Clinic, you'll know that I'm not a big fan of this whole find your passion routine. And there's a deliberate reason for that. I actually think it's far more valuable for you to find your purpose, because your purpose is your why. And when your why underpins your decision making, you're not making a decision that's fleeting. You're not making a decision that is overly emotional. You're making a decision that's calm, that's deliberate, that's thoughtful, that considers your life in the context of your career and your career in the context of your life. So of course, finding your purpose, that can feel like a hard thing to do. So where do you start? What do you do to find your purpose? Now, this is not a one-hit wonder. This isn't something that you just think about once and then bam, the idea is there. It really is a slow process. It's a reflective process. It takes time. It's about really sitting down and thinking about your career in the context of your whole life, and then the things that really matter to you, where it is that you want to make a difference, what you want to be known for, what's the impact that you want to have. And you might do that through a number of lenses. You might think about it in the context of, well, if here's my career, what does that then mean for my family, for the people that I care with, the community that I'm a part of, the spiritual fulfillment that I want, or the learning goals that I have. You need to understand all of those various elements and then dig into them. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to, through that reflection and that digging, really understand what is it that drives you, what motivates and inspires you. And sure, there's a happiness element to this. It's great to be able to do things that make you happy. But purpose is deeper than that, because there are sometimes things that you do that's, when it's about your purpose, it's not about making you happy and sort of fulfilling this sort of some sense of inner joy. It's really about what's driving me to make a difference, to have an impact in the way that I want to have an impact. Yes, the byproduct longer down the track can mean an element of happiness and an element of fulfillment. But sometimes if you're just making decisions about what makes you happy now, you're going to make short-term decisions. And when you're working with your purpose, often it's longer term, because you might be making a trade-off as you're working through how to bring your purpose to life. If I reflect on my own career, I know very early on through my career, some of my drivers in terms of the things that helped underpin the choices that I was making was a love of learning and being challenged, but there was also something in there around security and financial security. But as I progressed through my career, so much of what I wanted was about autonomy. I still wanted that love of learning and I still wanted that challenge, but I knew I needed autonomy. I needed the ability to be able to make decisions for me that affected me and that gave me the life that I wanted. And then as I dug deeper, I realized that for me, my core purpose was learning, gaining ideas, and then being able to work with people and share those ideas. Because for me, I see knowledge and insight and understanding and education as an equalizer. The more we understand about ourselves, the more we understand about others, the more educated we are, the better able we are to play the role that we need to play in the world. So that's what my purpose is about. It didn't take an instant, it took a long time. So I'd really encourage you that when you're thinking about your purpose, that you give yourself time, notice what matters to you. Where do you really feel like you're making a difference? Where could you do more? And if you want to do more, what do you then leave behind? Where do you feel fulfilled? And if you're doing something that doesn't fulfill you, that's not aligned with your values and the purpose and where you want to get to, then what do you need to change? And what does that look like? Lots of food for thought in this. If you have any further questions, if you need help, feel free to reach out. Of course, there's the Career Leap online course, which you can do, which will give you lots of additional insights. Anyway, I will see you. Take care.